Hi everybody, happy Tuesday. Welcome to another episode of Tuesday Live at 5. I hope you're having a great week and I hope you're staying warm wherever you are. I know some of my friends that like to tune in have had a lot of snow this weekend. We still don't have much snow here in Southern Ontario, but they're calling for a big dump this weekend. So we'll see if that actually materializes. So before we get started today, I just want to send out a little reminder. I'm just going to cover up our projects for a minute. Little reminder that today is the very last day to place your order for my Butterfly Gala online class. Okay. If you would like to get in on that, you need to place your order by midnight tonight using this host code here. It's a minimum $60 order here in Canada, and using that host code, and then I'll know that you want in on that class. All right. The address to place your order is there, and I will post it in the video description once I'm finished here. Okay. But today is the last day, so get your order in. You do not want to miss out on that awesome class. 7 projects, including a home decor piece, free with a $60 online order. Okay. All right. That ends my commercial. Now let's get to some fun projects. So Valentine's Day, believe it or not, was a month from yesterday. Can you believe that? A month till Valentine's Day. And I love making cute little treat holders for my loved ones and for my kids at school and for my son's classmates. So I have 3 adorable projects to show you today. A really quick and simple one, a little bit more stepped up, and then a super stepped up one that I'm going to show you. And all of them are made using this cute, I think this is my all-time favorite Valentine set. It is so sweet. It's called Hey Love, and it has these adorable little animal images, and then it has such fun little puns. My son is a huge pun fan. So my favorite is "You Oughter Be My Valentine." How cute is that? And we're actually going to use that on one of the projects. So this stamp set is found in the New Occasions catalog on page, I just ripped my catalog. Look at that. These are super sticky notes. Here we go, on page 8. All right, so you'll find it down here at the bottom of the page. It's $26 here in Canada, and you get 10 cling mount stamps, okay? So it's an awesome set, so cute. And I'm going to show you 3 different projects that I made with it. And maybe if we have time at the end, I'll show you a little bonus project too, okay? All right, let's get down to it. We're going to go in order from easy and quick to medium to stepped up. All right, so we're going to start with this little guy. And I don't know if you noticed, but there is a really cute little project idea in the catalog, and I kind of use this as my inspiration for my project. All right, the catalogs are more than just full of great products, they're full of great ideas too. So this is something that I would do for my son's class. It's quick and easy to mass produce, and it's got some yummy, these are my son's favorite candy. Okay, they're Swedish berries, so he loves them. And look at that, they're red and they coordinate for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to quickly show you how I put that together. So let's pull out all our little goodies here. I did some stamping ahead of time because I got a lot to show you today and time is of the essence. So I started by stamping my little skunk in Memento Black ink, okay, and then I die cut it using the Mine Stitched Framelits, okay. That's actually going to be my project of the week next week. Hi, Michelle. Give that little sweetie a hug for me. So what I did is I stamped it and then I die cut, and I ended up with a plain heart and a frame, okay? And I don't know if you can see, but on the sample here, I've actually popped up the plain heart with the image and have the frame in behind. It just gives a little bit more interest. So I'm going to show you how I colored this guy using my Stampin' Blends. Now, I used the light basic black, okay? I actually had to Google what a skunk looks like because I couldn't figure out which part of him should be white and which part should be black. So how sad is that, okay? We have skunks in our backyard, but I don't look at them very much. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and color this guy. So I started just coloring the entire skunk in the light black, okay? Now, one of the problems with using the black with a black outline is you lose some of the detail in the stamp. So I'm going to show you a little trick for not covering up his cute little face. So I'm just going to color his body here, And then I'm going to color his face. You're going to see what I mean in a second. It's going to get quite dark and you're not going to be able to see his eyes or his mouth very well. So we're just going to color that all in there. You'll notice I'm using the brush tip of my blends. I prefer the brush tip, especially when I'm doing fine detail. It's got a very fine point on it. And if you use a really light touch, you have really nice control over how much ink you're laying down. Okay, so there's my skunk. He's looking very, very dark. And you can't see the detail on his face very well. So what I'm going to do now is come in with my color lifter. And I'm going to lighten up my little skunk's face and give him a slightly lighter belly too. So all I'm doing is I'm going back over his face and you're going to see that color is going to start to lift really quickly. And you're going to start to see his cute little eyes and his cute little mouth emerge. And suddenly we have a skunk with a face again, okay? And I did the same thing on his belly. I just wanted to have a slightly lighter belly. I don't know what color skunks' bellies are. Maybe they're white. Maybe I should have left his belly white. I don't know. All the pictures I looked at online were all of skunks kind of walking, so I didn't get a good look at the belly. But there we go. So now we have a slightly lighter belly and a lighter face on our skunk, okay? Then I took some dark petal pink and I just colored his nose. Gave him a little bit of a pink nose. And I used my dark lovely lipstick to color the hearts. Okay, so I just added a little hearts. Don't you wish skunks smelled better? It's like he's throwing hearts to cover up his stink. If you've ever had a pet get sprayed by a skunk, it's not fun. We have a cat that's not very smart and he tends to take on anybody that crosses his path. Now I'm going to just color the rest of the skunk's foot here on the frame. And then we're ready to put him together. So when I mount him, that's what he's going to look like there. Okay. All right. I'm going to set him aside and I'm going to show you how I created the little tag. So here I have a piece of cardstock that is 2 inches by 3 3/4. So 2 inches wide by 3 3/4 long. I've scored it at 3/4 of an inch here at the top. Okay. And that is going to give me that little flap that I folded over the top of my bag. Okay. Now, I like tags with rounded corners, so I'm going to bring in my, I don't remember what this is called, trio punch maybe? I don't know. And I'm going to punch the bottom corners of my tag, and I'm going to do the same thing on this little piece of, what's it called? All My Love, I think it's called, DSP. And so this is cut to 1 7/8 by 2 7/8. Yes? Yes. No? Yes, 2 7/8. I'm right. That is so that I can layer it on the front of my little cardstock piece. Okay, so I'm going to round the corners on that as well. All right, get that out of the way. And then you're going to see that that's going to layer on there just perfectly. So I'm going to grab my fast fuse. Where are you? There you are. My fast fuse is not liking the temperature in here again. I need to like somehow warm this room up before I do these videos because I get home from work and it is darn cold in my house. All right, we're gonna glue that guy down. Okay, I'm gonna fold over that little flap and that is the part that I'm gonna wrap around the top of my cello bag like that. Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and glue my little heart on after I grab my glue dots. Now, there are a couple of ways you can glue this on. You can use glue dots, or you can use just little bits of Tombow. So I'm just going to do that because it's a little bit quicker than glue dots. I just do a couple little dabs. Now, you could also put multi-purpose adhesive sheets on the back of this before you die cut, and then you would have a sticker that makes it really quick and easy to glue down. Okay, so I'm sticking that little heart frame on there. I'll just hold it for a second while that glue sets. And then we're going to pop up our little skunk. So I'm going to grab some dimensionals, one-handed dimensionaling today. And we'll take the backings off these. And then we're going to pop that in the center of my little frame. Just like that. Okay, so that gives some cute dimension on there. All right. Then I have just a scrap of lovely lipstick cardstock. And I'm going to take my stamp and my Memento black ink. And I'm going to stamp Stinkin' Sweet, just like that. And then I'm going to use my Banner Duo punch. So this one is in the annual catalog. It punches 2 different banner shapes. I'm going to slide that in there. Center my Stinkin' Sweet. And then we're going to pop that onto there. And I'm going to use a couple of dimensionals on either side so that it lies flat across the bottom of the heart, but is still supported on the edges of the tag. So it's going to go on just like that. And then we're going to add, what did I do with my, take your pick, there it is. I'm going to grab one of these little epoxy hearts. These are also in the Occasions catalog. And I'm just going to pop one on there like that. And voila, quick and easy little tag, awesome for mass producing if you have a lot of Valentines to make for your kids' class. These are our little cello bags. These are 2 inches wide and they hold just the right amount of candy. Okay, you could also, if you didn't want to do a sweet treat for Valentine's, you could also do a couple of pencils or maybe some pencil crayons. You could put licorice. There are all kinds of treats that'll fit in these little bags. So I topped it up and then I filled it up to about here. Okay, and then I folded the top of my bag over and stapled it shut. And then to adhere the tag, I took a little bit of tear and tape. I put some on the little flap and I put a little bit on the tag itself. Okay, you peel off the backing and then attach that to the top of your bag, just like that. Okay, super easy, right? Right. Okay, the last little touch is to take just a little bit of the solid black baker's twine. I just wrapped it around once it was stuck on. I haven't got any more candy, so my son ate them all. So I can't fill this bag to show you, but all I did is I took and wrapped the twine around and just tied a little bow. Okay, and then I added a glue dot underneath to secure it so that it didn't slip and slide. Okay, so that's it. Quick and easy little Valentine's treat for just about anybody. All right. Hope you like that. That's project number 1. We're gonna get that out of the way. Clear some space here. Get rid of a few of these blends. I'm gonna need some of them for another project, so I don't want to put them too far away. And we're gonna move on to number 2. Number 2 is this cute, I love this gorilla. Oh, he's so adorable. I have a little story about this particular image and gorillas holding hearts. So the very first Valentine's Day, my husband and I were together. I got him a little stuffed gorilla holding a heart. So this image has a lot of meaning for the 2 of us as a couple. So he still has that little stuffed gorilla. And so when I saw this image in the catalog, I was like, okay, I have to own this stamp set. And I probably will never sell it because that little gorilla with the heart is just too cute. So anyway, that's more information than you needed, but there's a little aside for you. So this is another little treat holder, a little bit more stepped up. I would probably give this to my son for Valentine's. And inside we have some yummy Ghirardelli milk chocolate caramel squares. So this will actually hold 4 of those squares. Okay, so it's pretty decent size, makes a nice little treat for whoever. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I put that one together. So we'll set him aside here and we'll pull in all our little goodies. So first of all, we start by putting our box together. So you've seen me use these before. These are our pillow box, craft pillow boxes. They are awesome for all kinds of reasons. And I'm going to show you another awesome one in a minute when I show you the stepped up project. But you've seen me use these for gift cards. You've seen me use them just for quick little stocking stuffer ideas at Christmas time. So this, again, super easy, ready-made gift box. So you just kind of give it a little pinch to help it form its shape. And then you tuck the ends in. Okay, and done. There's your box. Okay, super easy. Now, to decorate my box, I've got another piece of the, what was it called? Can't remember. Can't remember what it's called. Lots of love, I think it's called. So this is a 3-inch wide by 6-inch long piece of DSP. I was really intentional in cutting it that size. I wanted to make it work so that I could get 3 by 6. I get 8 of these pieces out of one sheet of DSP. Okay, so if you have a lot of favors or little treats to make, you can get a lot of these out of that one sheet. Okay, so I'm gonna take and put a little bit of fast fuse. Woo! It's doing it again. It's too cold in here. My fast fuse does not like the cold. It's ripping the paper again. This does not normally happen when it's warm. All right, got some fast fuse on there. I'm gonna start in about the middle of the box, okay? And I'm gonna adhere, just stick that down, and then I'm gonna just wrap it around my box, okay? There's nothing magical or technical about this. I'm just wrapping it around, okay? And you're gonna see that there's a little bit of a gap. That's okay, we're gonna hide it, okay? Did a pretty decent job matching that up. It's not bad, okay? Just like that. Easy, right? Now, what you might want to do, and I tend to do this, when you've wrapped it around, I open the box up again, and I just kind of put my fingers in there and just make sure it's stuck down really well. Okay? All right, let's put that back together. It's easier to decorate these things when they are in their shape. Okay. So now I have the little gorilla again, and this time I have started coloring because I'm aware of the time and I want to make sure that I get through everything. So to color this guy, I used my dark smoky slate blends and my light basic black. Okay, so dark smoky slate, light basic black. So I started by laying down a layer of the dark smoky slate. Okay, so I'm going to color that. Doing his whole arm here in the dark smoky slate. Okay, and again, I'm using my brush tip. I just find it easier to control. Okay, then I'm going to pull in my light basic black. Again, I'm going to use my brush tip, and I'm going to add some shadow. So kind of along his shoulder and under his chin and under his arm, and then sort of under the bottom of his arm here. Okay, can you see the shadow that I put down there? Then I'm going to come in with the bullet tip of my dark smoky slate again, and I'm going to blend that color out. Okay, and I can't stand this squeaky sound. If you're like me and you don't like that noise, cover your ears. This is where I should have music playing in the background to hide it a little bit. So I'm just going to blend that out, and I find when I'm blending, I always want to go in a circular motion, and I want to pull inwards, okay? So I'm pulling that into the center of the image rather than outwards. If you go outwards, I find you tend to get more bleed, okay? So if you pull inwards, you'll get better blend, and it'll bleed a little bit less, okay? All right, there he is, all colored in. Now, again, to do the heart, I took my dark, lovely lipstick, and literally, this is such an intense color. You barely have to touch the paper and it lays that color down beautifully. So I'm just tickling it, filling in that heart. Okay. So just in case you're wanting to recreate this guy, so for his whole body, I did the base of the dark smoky slate, and then shadow with the light basic black, and then blended again with the dark smoky slate. The only areas I didn't add the basic black, and I just did one layer of the smoky slate, are his face, his hands, and his belly. Okay, and that's how you get the contrasting color. All right, so we'll get him that out of the way, and we're going to assemble the rest of this. So here I have a couple of hearts, again, that I cut with those Mine Stitched Framelits. And again, I've cut some more from the designer series paper, and then a layer to put behind it out of the lovely lipstick. Okay, so I'm going to take and glue those down. A little bit of Tombow. I like Tombow when I'm layering because it gives me wiggle time, and I can make sure I get it centered. So we're going to stick that down on there. Just like that. Okay, and then this guy is going to get popped up on my heart. That's probably enough. Get those off of there. Come here. There we go. So we'll stick him down, preferably centered, right about there. Okay, and then I'm going to add a couple of dimensionals, and I actually put the dimensionals, oh, almost forgot, can't do that yet, we got to put the ribbon on first. How could I forget the ribbon? It's the best part. All right, here I have some of the ribbon that coordinates with the suite. And I can't tell you the name of it right now. It's lovely lipstick. It is beautiful ribbon. It ties super easily. So we are going to adhere that to our box. All right. So remember how I said we were going to cover up that gap? That's how we're going to do it. So I've got it kind of centered in my ribbon. I folded my ribbon in half. Okay. And then I'm going to take and put a little bit of tear and tape across the front of my box. And this is just going to help that ribbon stay in place when it's not tied, so it doesn't get lost. It's a little bit long. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to peel that back. Get rid of that. And then just lay that across there. Okay, and then I can tie it. I'm not going to tie it now because I'm going to put the heart on, but it ties up and then you've got your box closure. Okay, all right, now we can put our heart on. And again, I'm going to adhere or put a couple of dimensionals on my heart, sort of in the middle, because it's going to stick to the front of the box like that. All right, so we're going to peel these off and stick that on right about there, just like that. Okay. Next, I'm going to take my little I'm ape over you sentiment, and this is cute as it is, but for this project, I didn't want the sentiment in any one spot, so I actually stamped it and then cut it apart, which is a great thing to do to change the orientation of a sentiment, or if you want to change a sentiment, you can do that as well. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that on some scrap, and then take my paper snips and I'm going to cut each word out. So there's I'm. I'll trim that a little bit smaller. And we're going to do ape. I'll trim that one. And then over. And then you. I'll trim that up. Just like that. And ape I think is okay. Where'd over go? There it is. All right. So now to adhere these, I'm just going to use glue dots because it's quick. You could also use Tombow. Just a little bit of Tombow on there to stick it where you want it. Okay, so I'm is going back here. Ape is going over here. And the nice thing about this too is you don't even have to get it straight. It's actually cuter if it's a little bit cockeyed. Here's over. And then you. There we go. How cute is that? Done and done. So we'll tie this up. So we have our neat little bow. Oopsie. What do we got going on here? Slid off the back. Let's fix that up. There we go. And then we'll tie it up in a little bow. And we are good to go. How cute. You like? Okay, so just so you know, the amount of ribbon I use is about 2 feet, so about 24 inches. You may not need quite that much. You could probably get away with, I don't know, 20, 22. Just having the extra ribbon makes it easier to tie it again, okay? But yeah, super cute and easy and pretty quick. I mean, a little bit more coloring, a little bit more fussy stuff, but still not hard to mass produce, depending on how early you start. So start now and you can make these really quickly and easily. How's that? Okay. All right. Next, this is the one I'm most excited about because I get to show you how to alter these cute little pillow boxes. So this is our last project. So I was looking at these pillow boxes and I thought, well, those are great, but what if you want to give a bigger treat? Okay. So I thought, well, what if I played around and tried to make something bigger? So this actually stands, it's three inches square and it stands about 5 inches tall and it holds, look at that, a whole lot of yummy Lindt chocolate. Okay, this will go to my husband. He will be happy, except I got to change this. I have to put the gorilla on here for him. But, so I'm going to show you how I did that box. It's actually easier than you think. Okay, so I'm going to just set that aside and pull in all my goodies here. Get this out of the way. All right, here we go. So I have a pillow box here that is just, it's totally intact. It's the way it comes out of the package when you get them. And what you want to do is look, and you will see that on one edge there is a seam. So the easiest way to find the edge is to look inside, and you'll see where the little flap is that is gluing it shut. Okay, so what I did is I have the little spatula attachment for my take your pick. It's on the other end of the pokey tool. Okay, and what I did is I took it and I slid it in there. I don't know if I can show you on the camera. I kind of got it in there. Okay, and I started working it along that seam. Okay, so I'm not pushing really hard. I'm just kind of, what I'm trying to do is separate those two layers. Okay, so you're just going to work at it. And you got to be a little bit patient with this, but it will come apart. You'll find that the middle comes apart easier than the ends. And I think that's because they probably reinforce the ends, because that's where it gets the most tension when it is formed as a pillow box, right? So you're just going to work away at this. I'm getting little fuzzies there. And as you go, with some patience, and I'm trying to go quickly here, you're going to split that box. There we go. Almost there. There we go. Look at that. Okay, this don't worry about, because we're going to hide it anyway. All right, so then what I did is I took my snips and I cleaned up some of those fuzzies, because it's easier to glue when there's not fuzzies there. Okay, so I did that with 2 pillow boxes. All right, so I split 2 apart. So let me just pull those here. Okay, then I had to do some trimming. So I'm going to set this one aside, and I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and I'm going to show you what I did. So I have my pillow box. This is one that I split open. Okay, and I'm going to put this in so that, actually I want the flat side at the top, not the side with the flat side at the top. Okay, and I'm going to line this up so that the edge, I just want to make sure you can see that on the camera, right, the edge of the box is lined up at 5 inches. Okay, so I've got that edge lined up right at 5, and I'm just going to take and cut those little flaps off. Okay, gone. That becomes the top of my box. All right, then I'm going to flip that over, and that edge that I just cut, I'm going to line that up at 5. And this time I'm going to take my scoring blade and I'm going to score those little flaps. Okay, so now I have a score line here and here. Did you catch that? I hope so. I will put the instructions or the measurements on in the instructions after the video. I have something in my eye. My eye is watering like crazy. So if I can't see anything, it'll be, yeah, blind leading the blind. Okay, so now I have my 2 pillow boxes. Okay, I did this one earlier that I cut the bottom flaps off and I scored the top flaps. So now what I'm going to do is take those flaps and fold them along the score line. Okay. Oh my goodness, what is with my eye? Nothing like watering eyes on a live video. I don't know what's going on here, but oh. All right, soldier on, the show must go on. All right, here we go. So I've got my flaps. Okay, this is the flap that I separated. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Fold those and just burnish them to make sure they're nice and crisp. Okay, now we're going to assemble our box. So I'm going to take some tear and tape. I'm going to put it right down on this flap, the one that we separated earlier. And I'm also going to put some on these little flaps. So a little bit here, and a little bit here, and a little bit here. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing on this one. So tear and tape on here. Okay, and then again, I'm going to put a little bit across these bottom flaps. One, a little bit there, and a little bit there. All right, so now I have my tear and tape on. So first thing I'm going to do is assemble these long flaps. Okay, so they need to go opposite. Okay, so they're going to go like this. Okay, so I'm going to peel my tear and tape off. This stuff is always fun to do on live video because the backing half the time doesn't want to come off. And I'm going to line those 2 boxes up so that they are flush, top and bottom. Okay, so that's one edge of my box. Okay, now I'm going to fold that center piece in. Okay, here's my second flap. I'm going to peel that off and fold that over, and voila. Okay, there's my box, almost. Now we need to do the bottom, okay? So to create the bottom of my box, I cut a 3-inch square from Lovely Lipstick cardstock. Okay, it's just a 3-inch square cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and peel these backings off. Let's see if they cooperate. So far, so good. Sometimes it pays for it to be cold because apparently tear and type works better when it's cold. Who knew? Let's get those off. And come on. There we go. And then one more. Get that guy off of there. There we go. Okay, so now I have all my flaps with their adhesive exposed. And I'm going to take my 3-inch square and I am going to line that up flush on one flap, just like that. And then I'm going to line it up on the side, like that. And on the other side, there we go. Okay, and then I'm just going to put my hand inside and secure that. There we go. Look at that. Wasn't that easy? Cute little box made from pillow boxes. Okay, cute bigger box made from pillow boxes. Okay, so this is 5 inches tall by 3 inches square. Holds lots of sweet treats. All right, now we're going to decorate. So here I have another piece of that wonderful DSP that I can't remember the name of right now. And I have run it through the Big Shot using the edgelit die that is part of the Mine Stitched Framelits. Okay, so now that die is only 6 inches long. Excuse me, so you need to run it through twice, okay, to cover your 12-inch piece. I'm going to run some fast fuse along the back of there. And then I want to decide which is going to be the front of my box. It doesn't really matter a whole lot, but let's just say this is the front. So I'm going to start not quite in the middle, because this isn't going to quite make it all the way around, and we're going to have a gap there that we're going to cover. So now I'm just going to take and apply this to the top of the box all the way around. Okay, I started out, in case you're wondering, with a 1-inch wide, 1 inch by 12-inch strip of DSP. Okay, again, I'll put the measurements in the description in a little bit. All right, okay, so there is my little strip. We're going to hide that in a minute. All right. Next, I'm going to create a little tag. So you'll see here on the sample, I have this little tag. And so I started out with a, what is this, 4.5 by 2-inch strip of the DSP. And then I'm going to take my scallop tag topper punch. I'm going to slide that in there. And punch, and voila, Insta tag. Don't you love that punch? Oh, best thing ever. Quick and easy tags. All right. Now, we are going to color this little otter. He's so adorable. So I have, again, a couple of hearts that I cut using the Mine Stitched Framelits. And I have my little otter stamp. And I'm going to ink him up in the Memento Basic Black, or Memento Tuxedo Black, not Basic Black. And just stamp him sort of in the middle of that little heart there. Okay. Oh, he's so cute. I love him. Okay, now I'm not going to take the time to heat set this, so we're going to hope and pray that it doesn't smudge as I color here. All right, so I colored most of his body with the crumb cake combo, okay? So I had the light and the dark crumb cake. So again, I'm going to start with laying down a layer of the light. Okay, you'll notice I'm working in sections. When you're coloring with your blends, you don't want to color a huge section all at once. Or you'll find that the ink sets too much and it's harder to blend. Okay, then I'm going to take my dark and I'm going to just give him a little bit of shadow along his back and under his foot and a little bit under his arm. And then I'm going to come back with my light and blend those out. Just like that. What is it about coloring that is so relaxing? I love coloring. Okay, and then we're going to continue. We're going to color a little bit more of him. We'll color some more of his face and his arm. There we go. Oh, don't forget his ears. There he is. Okay, and again, we're going to add a little bit of shadow with the dark. And a little bit around his arm here. And then we're going to blend that out. Oh, he's just too cute. My parents live up north in northern Ontario on a lake, and they have a family of otters. And in the evenings in the summer, if you go down and sit on the dock, excuse me, sometimes you get lucky, and the otters come out, and they swim by the dock, and they go fishing, and they're just so much fun to watch. Excuse me. All right, we're almost there. We'll just give them a little bit more shadow here. And blend them out again. Just like that. Okay. Now, I did color the bottoms of his feet. I kept his feet light, and I kept his belly and his little muzzle there light. And for that, I actually used the ivory blends, okay? I wanted something that was lighter than the crumb cake, but still with a bit of the brown tone. So there's his belly and his little muzzle and his little foot. Okay, and then his tail. Now we're not going to see a lot of his tail, but his tail I did color in the dark, just the straight up dark. I thought he should have a darker tail. I don't know. I just did. There we go. All right. Okay, then I colored again the little heart in the lovely lipstick, because that is the red that is in the DSP. So that's the one that I've been using. And then it looks a little odd for him to be sort of swimming in space, so I had to give him some water to swim in. So for that, I took my light Pool Party, and I literally just... Is this light? No, this is dark, isn't it? Yeah, it is dark. I don't know where my light is. Oh well, this is going to be a little darker. Doesn't matter. I think I was using my light last night, and I forgot to put it in my basket. That's all right. We'll just color him in there. Okay, what I had done originally was I did light, and then I added a bit of dark to the little ripples, but that's okay. This will just be a little different. Nothing wrong with different. You won't tell anybody, right? All right, so we're just going to fill in the water. And it's amazing, just by adding that color around him, it gives a whole, like, gives perspective, right? Now he's floating in the water. Before he was kind of floating in space. All right, there he is. Easy peasy. Quick and easy. All right, so we're going to glue him onto the stitched heart. A little bit of Tombow, and we'll stick that down on there like that. Okay, now that is going to go onto my tag. Now, when I go to put this on my box, I wanted the tag to be a little bit cockeyed and the heart to be straight. So I found that it was easiest if I sort of kind of put the tag where I wanted it. I'm not going to stick it on yet, but that just helped me to get the heart centered on the tag the way I wanted it. So we're going to add a few dimensionals on here. And we'll peel those guys off. And then we're going to stick that on there just like that. Okay. And then the tag I actually just put on with some fast... Oh, here we go again. What is the deal with this fast fuse? It is not my friend today. There we go. So we're going to stick this on here like that. Just at a bit of an angle. Whoops, that's over a bit far. There we go, just like that. Okay, so now we need our adorable little pun. You oughter be my Valentine. So again, I'm going to stamp that just on a little scrap. This is a 3/4 inch scrap of Whisper White. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment in the black. And then I showed you this little trick last week, but I'll show you again. This is my tailored tag punch. So I'm going to slide my little strip in there. Now I always go in until I see the words, and then I back it off. And that way I know, I get an idea of how far away I am from my words. Okay, there's one little banner end. Now this one I want to leave more space because I want to put a little heart on there. So again, there's my words. So I'm going to give it a little bit more room. Center it on there. And there we go. All right. Last step here is to take a little mini dimensional, and put that on the back. Now this little heart is from the Stitched Labels dies, okay? Stitched Labels. It is the cutest little heart, and it coordinates perfectly with those, the Mine Stitched Framelits, okay? And then this is gonna go onto my little box with just a little bit of fast fuse if it decides to cooperate. Oh, look, it did. It heard that I wasn't happy with it. So we'll just add that on there. Okay, and then the last little touch, because, well, not the last, but second last little touch, because everything looks better with some sparkle, is to take just a bit of Wink of Stella and make that heart shimmer and shine, just like that. All right, and then we need a bow, because, well, you need to learn how to tie them, and I have promised that I would show you every week how to tie a bow. So here we go. This is that ribbon that I was referring to that ties so beautifully. It coordinates with the sweet. I'm going to take my bunny ears. Okay, crossing the left over the right. I'm bringing it through the hole and pulling it tight. Okay, now you have to play with it. You have to tease the bow out of your ribbon. It will not look good the second that you tie it. Okay, no bow does. You have to play with it. So you're going to play around with your loops until you get something that you're happy with. And the tighter you pull this ribbon, the nicer the bow looks. All right, then I'm just going to cut some little notches here. The easiest way I found to do that is to fold your ribbon and just snip it, and that way you get them even. Okay, and then that is going to go on. Where'd my glue dots go? There they are. I usually actually use 2 with this ribbon because it's a little bit heavier weight, and it goes right on the top of my tag, just like that. Done, done, and done. Easy. Pretty quick. I mean, disassembling those or taking apart those pillow boxes takes a little while, but with some patience, and you get better at it the more you do, trust me. I've done a few of them now. So I'm going to pull in all 3 projects again. So here is our little box. There's our little gorilla. And there's our cute, quick, and easy little skunk. All right. So I hope you enjoyed those, and do check out that stamp set. Here it is again, Hey Love. It is on page 8 of the Occasions catalog. Super cute, super fun. You need this in your life. Okay? All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a great evening and a great week, and I will see you next week for another Tuesday Live at 5. Bye for now.